All right, viewers, let's quickly move on to the big developing story back home. The Enforcement Directorate's charge sheet against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi in the National Herald case, their first charge sheet, has snowballed into a major controversy, with Congress calling it an example of vendetta politics and BJP terming Sonia and Rahul biggest looters. Here's more.
Congress workers hit the streets across the nation in protest against the charge sheet filed against Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi in the National Herald takeover case. In the national capital, protesters breached barricades, shouting slogans against the central agency, and confronted the police. Many were detained by the police. Many Congress leaders, including Sachin Pilot, joined the party workers in the protest on Wednesday.
पूरे प्रकरण में कोई ट्रांजैक्शन, कोई लेन देन, कोई पैसा, एक नए रुपए का कोई लेन देन हुआ नहीं है, कोई पैसा निकाला नहीं गया है। कांग्रेस लीडरशिप ने लगभग 100 साल पहले इसकी परिकल्पना की थी और कांग्रेस पार्टी की विचारधारा से जुड़ा पूरा प्रकरण है। इसमें ये कहना कि नॉन प्रॉफिट एक एंटिटी है, उसमें कोई किसी ने कोई तनख्वाह, कोई पैसा, कोई बेचना खरीदना कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है, तो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग कहां से आ गया? ये तो एक पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड केस है जिसको एजेंसीज प्रूव करना चाहती हैं।
The ED in his charge sheet has named Sonia Gandhi as accused number 1 and Rahul Gandhi as accused number 2. Gandhi family loyalist Sam Pitroda and Suman Dubey are also accused in the case. The ED has accused the Gandhis of money laundering, tax evasion and financial irregularities in the takeover of Associated Journals Limited by the Young Indian, the private firm controlled by Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi.
This is actually a case which is nothing but vendetta in legal disguise. The ED should answer that why no NDA ally, no BJP leader is ever touched by the ED. Selective justice is actually nothing but political thuggery.
Shrimati Sonia Gandhi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji kindly reply, should the law be allowed to take its own course or not? तो फिर ये धरना, वेंडेटा, नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार है, कानून को अपना काम करने देगी और कानून काम करेगा।
BJP supporters put up posters in Mumbai demanding bulldozer action against properties linked to the National Herald case. With Shivani Sharma, Anmol Bali, Rahul Gautam, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so the big questions that we asked this evening before we cut across to our political panel: an open war clearly brewing between the government and the Gandhis, because on the sidelines of it all, there is also the questioning of Robert Vadra in an entirely different case by the Enforcement Directorate. Round 2 today, round 3 is tomorrow. The other question we asked: political vendetta against the Gandhis. This is what the Congress is claiming. Is this law taking its own course? What the BJP says. Let's cut across to our guests. Bhavya Narasimha Murthy, spokesperson Congress; Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party, in the studio with me. Bhavya, you know what's really interesting also is today that we saw the top leadership of the Congress, the biggest faces, come out, take to the streets, rubbing shoulder to shoulder with the Congress cadre. It's a rare sight because it usually only takes an attack on the Gandhis to see the show of strength that, comes out on the streets hard against the government. Doesn't quite happen, mostly even on other emotive issues.
Every time Narendra Modi is rattled, the first arrow in his quiver is to vilify his opponents. We have elections in future. Bihar, Assam, some of the most important states. One thing. Recently in Ahmedabad, we showed our strength by holding our Congress convention, where Rahul Gandhi made a very powerful speech exposing every failure of Modi government. This is the reason that this National Herald case has come up again. But this is completely baseless because this is a PMLA act. But there is no money laundering or any transfer of money or property that has happened at all. Every time you see in 2015, 2018, 2023, every time he needs a distraction, he brings up National Herald case just to torture the Congress leaders. Coming to the details of this Young India is a non-profit registered under Section 25 of the Companies Act, where it cannot distribute profit, assets, or dividends to its shareholder. And none of the transactions have been recorded at all. I don't know why they keep bringing this up again and again.
One second, let me.
It's a sign of Modi being rattled.
Okay, Bhavya, let me come up with the counter, and I'm going to bring in, the BJP spokesperson in this. Now, how does Congress justify the transaction which the ED in its charge sheet has mentioned, alleging that Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, through Young India, acquired Associated Journals Limited (AGL) here for 2,000 crore assets for just 50 lakhs? Point, right?
Is this question to me or the BJP spokesperson?
To you, ma'am, to you. How does the Congress justify it is the question. Because that is the moot point in the charge sheet of the Enforcement Directorate.
First of all, like I said, there cannot be any transaction. Once this goes to the court, they will definitely be proved innocent. First thing. And you know about AJL. They keep spreading these lies about AJL that Young India has completely acquired it. It is just a shareholder in the AJL, and it was mostly because to convert the debt into the shares to make sure that National Herald is a heritage. It was used during the freedom struggle against the British back then. And it is our duty. One, as a government, it was their duty as well. But as a Congress party, it is our most important duty to protect it. When we were not in power, it had, it went into a loss. To recover that, when we came to power, Young India was registered, and there was this loan given to that only, to cover up the PF, electricity, the salaries, and all of this. But the shareholders are not allowed to transfer any property. Or
basically, you're saying there's no money trail of it, no financial gain.
No,
is that what you're saying?
All. Okay. Not at all.
I want to bring in Pradeep Bhandari.
This is another example of how they keep using ED, income tax,
misuse of ED.
And trade and use the...
Allow me to bring in Pradeep Bhandari into this conversation. Pradeep Bhandari, the charge is, again, which the BJP makes of financial gain, money laundering, all of that. Now, there is no evidence of financial gain or direct financial gain where Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are concerned.
Well, Preeti, first of all, a Section 25 company is not exempted from the PMLA, that is law. Now, the larger charge of the Congress party, this is vendetta. And let me just quote certain straight facts. I'll come to the politics of it later. On February 12, 2016, the Congress party went to the Supreme Court with a plea that entire case is vendetta and should be quashed. The Supreme Court rejected it. In 2018, the Supreme Court gave the permission to the Income Tax Department to reassess the tax filing of Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi in 2011-12, which is exactly a year after Young India. In June 2018, the Rahul Gandhi's counsel went to the court alleging that the entire media reportage of this case should be stopped. The Delhi High Court quashed it. On 8th August 2018, the counsel of Rahul Gandhi appeared and said that the entire proceeding should be stayed. The court said no. In February 2024, Congress party's counsel went to the Delhi High Court saying that the ED's attachment of the properties is illegal. The Delhi High Court rejected it. Further, in 2014, the Delhi High Court upheld the summons given by the trial court to Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. In 2015, the Congress party challenged the Delhi High Court order in Supreme Court. The Supreme Court also upheld the summons given to Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. So if you see the trail of this case, which was initially filed, the genesis of it is from a primary complaint, a private complaint in 2014. The law has taken its own course and everything is happening as per the court's orders. That is one number one.
Okay, allow me a rebuttal, Pradeep. The fact is, you do understand why, that entire chronology that you just read out, why it happened, because this is a PMLA case. You understand under PMLA, which has very, very stringent attributes to it, the entire law is contentious. So the courts, with what they did, they had to do because it's a stringent PMLA case.
Well,
I can name 5 other cases which have gone the same way.
Fine, Preeti, but the courts have not said that PMLA is unconstitutional. The courts have...
There's a case going on right now.
Which is fine. So the law says that if there is a case going on, the previous verdict of the Supreme Court stays. So as of right now, PMLA is constitutional. So whatever the investigative agencies are acting as per the constitution and rule book. Now my following charge is the first. Number one, a Congress party is a political party. How can a political party give a loan of 90 crores to a private company, which is AJL? Point number one. Point number two, AJL had properties worth 2,000 crore. How could a company which got a loan of 50 lakh, which was Young India, which was nothing but Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi Private Limited, how could it get the entire shares transferred of a company whose properties were worth 2,000 crore? This is unheard of. That is point number two. She was talking about the history of AJL. Allow me to quote the Congress Chief Minister Chandrabhanu Gupta, and this is at the time of National Herald, and I quote, "I am surprised that National Herald is now considered as a private property of the Nehru family. If there is some investigation by an inquiry commission into how funds were collected for National Herald, there will be a big expose from the very beginning. This policy was nothing but to promote Mr. Nehru and his daughter." This is the Congress Chief Minister, 3-time Congress Chief Minister, Chandrabhanu Gupta. So there were initial allegations of those who were shareholders of National Herald that this was nothing but siphoning of money by Mr. Nehru, but Congress did not investigate it. The same principle was followed by Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi in Young India.
All right, I want to bring in Bhavya Narasimhamurthy. Bhavya, you know, the main premise of the Congress is that there is no financial gain, there is no money trail. But having said that, this is an ongoing case, Bhavya, where constantly both Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi have appeared before the ED. Rahul Gandhi multiple times has stated, let the ED come for us, we are open. There's nothing in the case. Why then so much fervor? Why so much protest? Let law take its course. If there is nothing, nothing's going to come out of it. It's happened. It's not that it hasn't happened. It's happened in the case of the Jharkhand Chief Minister, Hemant Soren, where there was a charge sheet by the ED, and look what the High Court said. So wait for it. You'll get a clean sheet if you are not guilty.
Very good point. We are not going against the law. Rahul Gandhi and Sonia ma'am both have been, very cordial with all the officers. Whenever they interview, they have appeared before them. They have given their statements. But we as a Congress party cannot just look at Modi government vilifying our leaders and not letting the people of this country see what a hateful prime minister we have, what hateful politics they're playing against the only strong opposition party that exists today. One. And he spoke about the private company that Young India has become. AJL was started by Congress leaders back then. Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi have been the presidents of Congress party. That is the reason they are among the shareholders of the so-called non-profit company. So what you can call it whatever you want, but the country knows the truth. And this is only, this protest that's happening across India, it's only to expose what a coward this government has been. Their cowardice has to be exposed. And our leaders have been very courageous in appearing before the ED officials every time they have been called for. And yeah, exactly. And law will take it.
Okay, I just want to
come against the law.
Okay, allow me to
expose their cowardice.
Fair point. Now, allow me to bring in Pradeep Bhandari in all of this. Pradeep Bhandari, I'll tell you what gives credence to the theory which the Congress and the opposition propagate, saying that this is political vendetta and a witch hunt. And I'll tell you, why to many it might sound probable. I'll give you a figure where the ED in 22 registered 121 cases, right, against politicians. Out of that, 115 were of the opposition. Only 6 came in from the BJP and the other NDA parties. 96% of the cases were against the opposition. So when figures like that come in, then the opposition gets a stick to beat the government with, that this is not Enforcement Directorate, this is selective enforcement.
Well, Preeti, that does not make the actions of the ED in any of these cases illegal. 93% has been the conviction rate of Enforcement Directorate. I will just answer the politics of Bhavya. Honestly, Arvind Kejriwal before the Delhi elections was exactly in this whole Alice in the Wonderland ki mere khilaf karwai kar diye, Delhi ki janta mere saath mein aa jayegi. Delhi defeated Arvind Kejriwal in Lok Sabha and Assembly. So if Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi feel that they are honest, they should go to the court of public opinion in Bihar. We are not afraid of the Congress party. It's a 9% vote share party in Bihar. Now I am called to the legality of it. She was speaking that all of this is illegal. Section 120B, which is criminal conspiracy, is what the entire charge of ED, which is one of the investigative agency is. The Congress party went to Delhi High Court saying that this section 120, there is no criminal conspiracy. Exactly what Bhavya is saying is what the lawyers of the Congress party had said in Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court noted that there is a criminal design in the transactional, reinforcing the theory of criminal conspiracy of the Directorate of Enforcement and the other investigative agency. This is Delhi High Court in December 2023. Can you please answer me specifically that how can a company which got a loan of 50 lakh with no prior business transaction history of Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, how could they get the entire share transferred of a company which had properties worth 2,000 crore? And she was speaking about heritage. My charge here is even on Jawaharlal Nehru, then Congress Chief Minister Chandrabhanu Gupta had charged that the entire cases of siphoning of money. And if you do not want to listen to him, please note Sardar Patel, and with which I will end. Sardar Patel on 10th May 1950 said in a letter to Jawaharlal Nehru, and I quote Sardar Patel, in view of the position which you have taken, Jawahar, I feel it is useless to pursue the matter further. I've already told you how I view these activities, and it is doubtful that if in any other province I had anything to do with this, I will not be tolerating it.
I'll take last 2 minutes, and Pradeep, maybe you can go first, because I'll tell you why politically. Go ahead, ma'am. You answer first. Go ahead.
So the way Pradeep has been portraying this whole thing as if Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi has transferred the whole property into their names. No, it is in the name of the company for which they are the shareholders. And the shareholders have no right to the salary or the property. You need to know the very basics of this before making such an allegation, right? They have not. Can you provide any evidence that this property has been transferred to in their personal accounts and personal names? How could you just mislead on a national channel, mislead the whole country like that?
I'll answer.
Okay, ma'am, you're done. All right, I'm going to take one final comment from Pradeep, because we began with the Congress spokesperson. Because, Pradeep, I'll tell you, why there are so many questions which are swirling. And I'll give you an example. Look at what happened with Hemant Soren. He was arrested by the ED months before the elections in the state of Jharkhand. He had to immediately give up the seat of chief minister. He stepped down. The election could have, gone the other way for Hemant Soren with all the claims and the charges and the taint of the ED. Guess what? He was let off by the courts. And he was under, the ED had charge sheeted him as well. So yes, charge sheets need to be taken seriously, but should they be considered the gospel truth is the big question. Because, what if he'd lost the election and then given a clean sheet? Then what? Because you quoted an election, I'm quoting another election.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. That's why I'm saying let's believe in the court. We believe they are corrupt. We believe that they've looted the money. If Congress party believes that they're honest, please follow the court. Why are you going and protesting in order to pressurize the court? And also specifically, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi in together own 76% of Young India. It's not private, it's their own personal company. So if the 2,000 crore worth of assets are transferred to a company where the two individuals are majority stakeholder, it de facto belongs to that madam. Can you tell me one company in this country which has taken a loan of 50 lakh of a company which is worth 2,000 crore? Name me one company in this country. I challenge you. Name me one company in this country.
It is a non-profit company.
It is illegal, it is fraudulent, madam. You can't have a company whose assets are worth 2,000 crore being given to a company.
Can we not talk over each other? There's no point. Nobody's going to hear anyone.
How can you just say name a country which has, come on, it's a non-profit company for God's sake.
Name a political party which can donate to a company. Except the Congress.
That was to protect the National Herald.
Ma'am, how can a political party donate to a company alone?
There's no point talking over each other. Nobody can hear a dime. So I'm going to let it rest. I appreciate both of you for joining us. The Congress is going to continue to protest tomorrow. The spotlight, of course, on the Gandhis. The ED has charged its first charge sheet. Once again, like I said, charge sheets need to be taken very seriously. And yes, let the courts decide. But gospel truth, no. No.